Hello everybody, welcome to another development live stream. I haven't done one of these in a few months. Not really any particular reason why, I've just been busy, I guess, that's just life. But here we are, I'm here. We are ready to do another stream developing stuff. If you can read, you can see that we are going to be specifically working on Finland, specifically my Lapland project, which is something I have been looking into doing. Well, not looking into doing. I've actually been doing. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Let me know if there are any issues with the stream. It's going fine in the moment, but here we are. You never know with YouTube. It's dodgy. It's very dodgy. Like, if the audio levels are a bit off, let me know, and I'll adjust it as needed. But another thing, I've done something that will be different to the previous streams. That is, I have managed to set up my camera as a webcam. So this will be a little funny face reveal. Though it's not going to be that climactic. It's actually quite the opposite. Before I do anything, let me just set up my editor real quick so we can load that up. Right, let's see. I need to do this. Awesome. It is I'm in the UK. It is a bit of a dreary day. Weather's a bit miserable. When is that not the case here? Let's say that weather's gonna be quite nice next week. So yeah, it's a nice Friday afternoon. A lot of people are going to be going into the Easter half term if you're in schools, or if you're in college or in university. I don't know about university actually, but college and whatnot, everyone's going to be on the Easter break, so it's going to be a little busier for a few weeks. But that's the fun part. So yeah, we're here. I'm going to turn the music down a little more. That's better. So let me just load the editor up, and I need this. Okay, let me just head to Lapland real quick. Perfect. Alright, we are now in the beautiful Lapland. It is time to change everything. Here we go. So we're going to have some fun now. 3, 2, 1. Hold on, I need to turn my light on. Yeah, there we go. We're here. And I do not have the display capture on. There we go. Not completely perfect by any means, but we don't do perfect here. We do manageable. Yes, here we are. This is Katila. I need to put on my console. There we go. This is Katila. If you have been paying attention to our development posts, you would have seen me posting about this a few weeks ago. Specifically, you would have seen it this angle. So this is Katila. One thing I will say before we continue, everything you're seeing here, unsurprisingly, is work in progress. Things could change, or be completely different. Things are expected to change because that's just how things are. Like, this isn't going to be like this sort of deal. So anyway, just get that out of the way. Let's start. So you're welcome to ask me questions in the chat as long as they're reasonable. If it's when is X ready, this will flash on the screen. It's ready when it's ready. As you know, that's our kind of saying around here. But yeah, you are welcome to ask me questions as long as they're sensible. Could the ProMods team make Tampere better? There are no plans to work on Tampere at the minute. It's quite alright in of itself at the minute. Obviously, there's probably stuff that SCS missed along the way, but, it's fine for the moment. There's a lot of other places we want to work on, and also we don't, yeah, that kind of deal. So, not at the minute. There's no plans to make Tampere better. In whichever way you mean by that. Okay. Let's start by fixing this gap that I've just noticed. That really should not be here. Where's Katina? If you're wondering, I'm looking at my second screen right now, so you're not really missing much. It's just got Google Street View on it. Okay. I mean, I could keep that curb, which needs adjusting anyway. Okay. Yep, it's one of those days where I'm streaming because I just felt like streaming. I haven't streamed in a while. Are you from Finland? No, I'm from the UK. British. We're British. You would have seen my work in Bodmin. Okay. That needs to not be AI as well. Okay, that's better. No, it's not AI either. Oh my god, there's a Richie. There's a Richie in the chat. Here to cause trouble. What was gonna say? Okay, so pretty much let me give you a little progress update on these things. It's kind of like a little mini development post. You would have seen this whole area. You would have seen this whole area in the most recent blog post. Essentially, the fabric of it is the same, but it's been modernized with like new assets and stuff to make it look better. So here we are. This is what it looks like currently, and I think it looks very good. Not everything has changed. Some things are the same, but it's been reskinned. I think everyone can agree this looks a lot better with the Nordic Horizons assets. My favorite bit though is you go through this forest here. You turn left, and you have this little narrow road. And it's a nice little area here. You got your logging company, and we've got this quite calm view. So yeah, this is how everything's looking right now. Today I want to focus on this road here. This is the how did they do it in Finland? Is it RK? I think it's RK. We're on Route 80 in Finland. And this road is almost done. As you can see, like, look how nice this looks, dude. It looks very good. But I just need to finish this rail yard. I want to focus on this first, and then we can move on to other parts of what I need to get done here. So, it just knows that's wrong. There we go. So this is how it's looking right now. This whole side is pretty much done. I mean, that looks quite nice if I say so myself. I mean, it's my own mapping, obviously. I'm going to say it's good. But yeah, as you can see, it's just this side that kind of needs to be sorted. So that's going to be the main priority for the moment. I'm going to start by just filling in the terrain here, like between the rail lines. It doesn't have to look perfect from all the way over here because there's no point. But as long as we can like join up the terrain, it'll look good. Okay, let's start. So first step first is to make the road like that. Probably, yeah, I'll remove the high poly. Or nice, we can remove it. This whole road here as well could not be high poly. Suppose we could do that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you have any questions in chat, just shoot them my way. As long as they're reasonable, I'll answer. Need to do this. Sort out the terrain material in a bit. Let's join these up. Okay, this should be fun. Just select it all and then do a bit of this. That looks alright. Now just fill it in here. Have you ever been in a sauna? I have. I have been in the sauna, and it was not the best experience. I had a few declared I would never go into a sauna again. So, but it was a fun minute or so. Okay, do that. Actually, no. Do this. What am I doing? No, don't do that. Finnish one or lame one? I've never been to Finland, so a lame one. I'd love to go to Finland. Just, you know, it's one of those things that you can't really just book on the fly when you're just not able to. I missed a bit. What is going on here? Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be pitch perfect. I mean, you're not going to see it from over here. Like, you're not going to see nothing. I could literally just make this all gravel. And no one's going to notice. Could you do more road, please? I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. We're making more roads. Okay, let me soil the terrain here. This is tundra, chalky soil, gravel, stones. Oh, one. Okay. So if I just do this. Okay, that's not actually selected. Actually, you're not going to see that. There's no point in doing that. Just leave it blank. But there's the other bit of terrain there. That'll make things fun. Okay. Do that. It always takes a bit of time doing the the basics for the terrain, but it's always worth it. Otherwise, you'll just have a ugly looking mess of terrain. I still remember, I mean, I don't remember, but I'm sure there's many people in the ProMods team that remember when you couldn't do this and it was hell. It was hell. No other better way to describe it than that. We are very fortunate for the tools that we have these days. There we go, that bit's done. Here we can just do that. Nice. Don't worry, guys. Things will get a bit more interesting in a bit. It's just you have to do the boring tasks, or you can do the fun tasks. That's the way it is with mapping. There we go. That is the whole thing filled in. Now we get the opportunity to go in and do some terraining. That has definitely made quite a difference. Lovely. Now we'll go in with our grass. Just kind of spread it about a bit randomly, just to add a bit of texture and flavour, make things a little more interesting. You actually get a reference picture for the rail yard, so I can see what's about. So yeah, this is all pretty much gravel. So let's go across here and spread some grass around. That looks okay. We're going to add some bushes as well. Do you reckon ProMods will do Lofoten in the future? I'm sure we will. It's a very interesting region. Obviously, SES has started on it, so you never know. It could happen. I want to change this to 35. Then this would be 5, 10, or 9. No, let's just do 10. Okay, wrong bit there. Hold on. Let's just save that. Will ProMods expand into Indonesia? I I imagine if we did, it wouldn't be anytime soon because of it being quite far from everywhere else that we're mapping right now. I mean, the closest you have is the Great Step, but even then, that's a lot pretty far away. I do believe there are some mods that do Indonesia. I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure we do have some in the community already, so you can always try those out. Okay, let's put some bushes in. Or, actually, instead of using those ones, do a bit of shrubs or do undergrowth. And then make it a bit smaller. That works. It's always the simple things. I should set on this to low poly veg actually as well. Low poly. And low poly. Nice. So it makes it a bit more interesting to look at over in that direction. What else have we got? It's pretty much the whole thing actually. There's a few things to do. I could put another one of these down. Just line these up. That's close enough. We can remove that one. But once southern region gets integrated into ProMods, will there be any land connection to the caucuses? I believe there probably will be. I mean, it would be a bit weird if we specifically left out that connection. But obviously, at the moment, we are focusing on connecting it with the Great Step first. So obviously, that's why Astrakhan has been announced and why we're adding that place, because the route there will serve as a connection to the Great Step. Obviously, there's very likely to be a Caucasus connection, but obviously nothing announced right now. And obviously the main focus is the Great Step connection, because it's part of the Great Step. It'd be a bit weird if the Great Step region didn't have access to the Great Step region, if you catch my drift. Right. That needs to be, actually, this. Look how much of a difference that's made already. At this point, we just got to do the surrounding everything else. That shouldn't be too bad. Actually, you shouldn't have any of this. Welcome to the stream. I need to see what did I do here? Wall 1.2. Not there. What was it there? No, it was. Why can't I select? Oh, there you go. This should be low poly, no detail vegetation, like that. Good. What did I do here? This was just north of 4 biome trees, 200, 1050. Not 1050, 1045. Yep, looks good. This should be interesting. Could you become a developer as well? If you start mapping on the map editor, and if you post your progress in our Discord Show Your Work channel, if we think your work is good, we will invite you to, not the team, but we'll invite you as a recruit. You've probably seen there are some people in the Discord with a recruit role. That's what that is. Okay, that needs to be a bit more visible. Let's do 600. Have few distances on as well. That is looking good on that side. Now here, could do the same thing. How long have you become a developer? How long have you been a developer of ProMods? Only since August last year. Though obviously I've been mapping longer than that. But when I joined the team, it was August last year. And after that, I got my Bodmin project added. The way I actually joined ProMods was via the Show Your Work channel as well, so proof that it does indeed work. That is awkward looking. There we go. Is it hard to use the editor to make roads or anything else? it is a bit challenging to learn, but I think that's the fun part. Because, well, you know, you have to really problem solve with this thing. It can be very annoying sometimes, but it's very rewarding once you kind of get to know it's fun. It's like the way it works. In terms of stream length for today, we're just gonna see how it goes. It's currently you can probably see it there on my clock. It is 4:03 p.m. I don't want to stream too late into the evening, simply because I also have a life outside of all this. Shocking, I know. But we'll try and keep going for a good while. We've already been on for 40 minutes already. It's not felt that long. I suppose that's the way it works with this editor. Time just kind of goes. That's why things take a long time, because like you have to do all this. I mean, why you fix that? Nah, it's fine from this distance. It's fine. Who cares about Z-fying 5 million miles away? No one's gonna know. Except you lot. You lot will know, but don't tell anyone. It's just a bit of fun. Bit of fun. I have a pretty fun week ahead of me. I'll be going to Wales next week, albeit for a few hours, but I'll be going to the city of Cardiff next week. So that'll be fun. Outside that, just you know, another usual week. When I say usual week, I'm on half term, so it'll be a week of revising when I can. Is there going to be new additions to the Netherlands map? Nothing that we how actually no. What am I saying? We are not planning anything in the Benelux region right now. I think you could probably imagine why, given Benelux rework. It depends if there's any space, which, considering how tight that region is in real life and how like jam-packed it already is, we can't say for sure. It really depends on how that all essentially looks in a way. That'll be fun to sort out. Okay. I probably shouldn't have done the vertex stuff until after I'd placed all this down, but here we are. Oh, that looks a bit messy. I think I'm just going to do that, because this side's completely fresh. How do you pronounce Cardiff in Welsh? There. How do you do your double Ds? How do you do double Ds in Welsh? Is the question. What's happening with the UK? Same kind of thing. UK rework is announced. We don't want to work on a region that has been announced for a rework, because, as I said, the chances of something being completely rewritten is likely, to say the least. It's very likely. So we're not gonna be working on it right now. Double F is like an F with extra spit. I guess it'd be like the L, the double L, right? so I can't do it right now. I am practicing my pronunciation, but I can't right now. Can't think it. But I tend to say Cardiff. Which I think is probably the pronunciation anyway. It's just Cardiff. Yeah, I didn't want all of that. Yeah, it's okay. Yay, more vertex tool shenanigans. So I think this side is fine. Yeah, like, it just needs to go up a little bit. Yeah, it's basically the same in English. I figured as much. Hopefully I can learn Welsh while I'm studying there for university. Last weekend I was in Aberystwyth, and it was very lovely over there. The weather was unusually nice for Wales, to say the least. If you are from Wales or have been to Wales, you certainly know what I mean by that. It's very nice weather, all times of the year, 100%, trust. I would never lie about this. Second. That's good. Yeah, it was very nice, and I had a look at the weather next week, and it's going to be also very nice. So, looks like the spring weather is finally upon us. Thank God, it's been long enough. Spring is my favorite season, so I'm very happy that it's back in full swing. It's just a nice season. Everything's kind of nice and everything's out. Okay, we need low poly veg. And, none of this. None of this stuff. Same over here. $18 degrees in Swansea right now? Nice, dude. It is currently 12 degrees in Southeast Essex. But it's going to be nice next week, but it'll be when I'm in Cardiff, so I guess it doesn't matter that much, does it? Okay. Stuck with rain till Thursday? Skill issue. Skill issue there, Richie. Skill issue. Just get better weather. Not much I can say about that. I'm skilled in having good weather. I bring it with me. That's what it is. I bring it with me. There we go. Just gonna be one of those things where I just join everything up to like the same thing. That works. Doesn't have to look ultra good. Just has to look good, and then I can do this. Okay, maybe not the whole way. There we go. Good. Actually, to be fair, I don't really need it past this point. That's better. That looks good. So I might even push the trees a bit closer here. Yeah, about that. That's good. Okay. And then I think to like make that more interesting, we're just gonna slap in a bit of this. That's made a bit of a difference. Or even a bit of this. Oh yeah. Hello, Adiox. What about a signal box somewhere? This area doesn't really have a signal box. There is not really any need for signals in this area, in the real world. It's just kind of a yard. It's all single track, so I don't know. I don't see any signals anywhere here, so I think what it does need though is more of these bad boys. Just flop them around. As long as they're not floating. That's definitely improved it a little. There's a lot more logging stuff on this side in the real world, however, so I'm going to try and maintain that. I think that looks okay. Maybe we could have some more rail vehicles, more wagons sitting about. See if we can get some different ones. Wagon, bulk. Yeah, let's go with this. Just to add a bit of visual interest to the whole place. Some more colour. I think it's very monotone. She could do the same here. Let's make these coal. No, that wouldn't make sense. Maybe we could have some coal ones, so like maybe this bit. I can change the colour here. I'm going to do that. I want to change the seed on that to make it a bit more interesting. That's good. I would say that is a good rail yard. I think that looks nice. That could... does it? I might put some bushes there. Just to make it a little more... Actually, not here. Yeah. Yep, that's good. Now all that's left is this kind of awkward gap here. What's that noise? I don't know. Hold on. My camera is frozen. Let's investigate that. What's happened there? Why is my camera frozen? Of course, we're having issues now that the camera is frozen. Let me try and take a look. I'm apparently not sat like that. Battery exhausted. The camera battery is exhausted. Okay, so that means it's frozen. That means it died. That's really inconvenient. The camera died. Is it actually dead? I think it is. Okay. What we're gonna do is turn that off and just let that charge. So we're going without the webcam for the moment. There we go. We'll just hide it. Reminder to self: actually charge the camera next time. Would be good. Hold on. Let me take it. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Okay. Here we are. Yeah, battery exhausted. So, unless, hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook, everybody. Let me cook. I have spare batteries. Let's take a look and see. Actually put it in the right way. How about now then? If I get that here. Right, let me see here. So, yeah, because it's still frozen. Hello, everybody. Oh, what is that? So it's clocked it. It's clocked it. Ah, so now if I go to menu, please be recording. Like so. Alright. Now, if I go to activate. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Let me just adjust the zoom levels. Where was I? What feels right? That's the question. Okay, we're back. We're back. It's a bit of technical difficulty, but that's a live stream for you. We're back. Oh yeah, what do you think about the background, by the way? It's a very good background. I'm very happy with it. Let's turn the light on so you can get a good look. Get a good look at it. There we go. I'll move. There it is. There's what you're looking at. You're looking at a bookshelf and a ton of autism. That's what you're looking at. Right. Back to our scheduled programming. Where were we? Where were we? Oh yes, we were going to start filling in this gap. Okay. That's a bit too much. 30? 30. Here we go. Alright, I think here. How are we going to do that? I think just some terrain to do this effect. Definitely. That's up to about here. Doesn't have to be anything too good, just has to do the job. It should be fun because we currently... You know what though, actually I might just extend it into this sort of thing. I just want to... That's good. And here I'm just gonna slap it onto the side here, and then we can figure out the terrain below. Then we just need to replicate the other side. A bit of terrain in there. I mean, not that much. I think 25 would be enough. Let me just put a bit of this and a bit of this. What part of Finland is it? This is Lapland, which is where all the big epic forests are. That's pretty much all this area has. It's just a bunch of trees. So many trees. Actually, this could go a bit further. That's okay. Maybe we can put some shrubs in front to kind of... Okay, let me see. I just need to put a tree wall here. I mean, yeah, that pretty much works. You're not going to be looking that way too much. I can just let this go over here. And then this can be continued, except not that dense. Maybe that instead. And then now we have this huge empty expanse here, which I think needs a bit of love. That's on the wrong bit. Hold on. There we go. How long are we streaming? Not bad. Let's just realize I've been recording. Let me turn that off. I don't need a recording right now. I don't know why that turned on. Okay. Wrong thing. There we go. think that looks okay now. Oh yeah, cool. I want to put some tool, just different. Just dotted about, nothing too crazy. Just add a bit of variation to the grass. That's good. So that means this whole section is complete. Let's just have a little check over things. So you'd be driving in this way. I see you. That needs to have an increased view distance. Let's do 700. To be honest, do I just delete that? Oh no, I can't. It's visible on this side. It's not using that much anyway. If I check draw count, yeah, it's just 1. That's fine. I'll leave that there. No, not too much reason for that to go right now. But look at that. That has been a very productive past hour. So we'll also save. But that is wonderful. I might be able to do a little development post for this. So we will do him right now. Gotta make sure you hydrate. How are we all doing? What are we feeling about this? Is it good? Is there a glaring issue I have somehow forgotten or not noticed? Or are we in the clear? That's actually a good idea to see how it compares to what's behind it. I'd say that's good. That's plenty good. That's not bad. That is not bad, you gotta admit. It's not bad at all. I'm just looking at a real life example and we've pretty much got it in everywhere we need to. Is it deliverable? None. This will not be a deliverable company, just a place you can drive through. I think that's all it really needs to be. Yeah, that is a nice shot coming over, especially with the bridge. Like, looks very lovely. How about from this angle? Yeah, driving in. Oh yeah, that needs some adjusting. Mainly this. Adjust that as well. Maybe 700 instead. And then these tree walls are gonna need maybe 800. How about that? There we go. Perfect. To be fair, given how close that is, I'll just copy and paste them along. Now I could work on this bit to make it a little more nicer. And all I really need is just to make some more interesting. Maybe just slap some bushes down. I don't get why the view distance for this is 1400. Is it because I don't know. I can adjust that if I need to. Oh, that is a bit awkward. There's already three lots of trees sitting here. What? I might replace those ones with just bushes. Or these ones. No, not these. Shrubs. And then I can increase the density of this. If I set that as default, means I can go here and then use default. Boom. Looks much better. Okay, we'll keep those as well, why not? How have you done that? What piece of terrain? Is that the road? No? No, it's just this. Oh, wait, it's because I did the use default there. So if I just replicate that. That's better. Much better. So then what I can do is go in here. Just extend the tree wall. Like so. But to be fair, I think I need to have some kind of tree here. So maybe like that, or a little closer, Make it a bit more. Yeah. So now what I can do is grab some more terrain brushes, go in here and just kind of spam. And then for right beside the road, we can use some of these. Hold on. Is this a high poly road? No. That needs to be high poly. And that needs to be high poly. Which now means there's a lot of that. But that can be sorted. Means I need to do all the brushing again, but that's not too bad. That might have been why the road felt so weird before. Okay, now we get to do that all again. Start with this. It's the easiest one to work with. Should a bit of spam headers. Essentially, that's just to act as like the forest floor. Are you the developer of only Lapland or entire Finland? I'm only doing Lapland, Finland. There are other stuff that I believe have been announced that we're working on in Finland. Oh, this needs sorting. But I'm only doing Lapland. My other project is Ron, and another project I recently started working on, but I'm not telling you about it yet. I will say it's completely different to what I've done before, but that's all you get. That's all the spice. Hold on. I should use semi-green actually here. Then I can use a tool. Now if I do this on left, like so, means then this side can go there. It means there's a bit more warning as well before it becomes a double. Lovely. That is this entrance road pretty much improved. Made to look actually kind of nice. Well, this bit here still kind of needs adjusting, but that can be done another time. Just look at that. Very simple work. And it feels like any other part of the road. Let's just see here about view distances. I think just a little bit of this. Bump up to 600. Maybe the terrain a bit as well. 600. Looks good to me. Perfect. And with the trees there, yeah, that's fine. The Elvis is just bar scenery, which should work quite nicely. I might actually make that low poly. And if, in case you are curious, trains can run on this. I'll just go here for spawning. Just realised trains can go into that, which I don't want. I don't want them going into here because there's already that sitting there. Oh no, they can't. They can't. It's just here. Instead, I want it so they can sometimes go into here. So they kind of have the choice of two. It's nice that the actual train that does run through here does kind of actually match the environment. So you can see one goes into here, and then the other one can go to the other lane. Probably waiting on that one to disappear. Yeah, you know what I mean. That works. So that would be nice to give it a bit of life as well. Okay, so that pretty much means until I sort out this little section here, once this is done, then this whole stretch of road will be complete. I could probably make this look a bit better. Well, that would literally be like adding a few props and stuff, but pretty much done. Oh yeah, let me show you something cool that I've managed to do. So we have a bus stop here, and normally in game you don't really see buses stopping in the bus stop. Well, now I just spawned a few other vehicles in. Some buses will actually stop in the bus stop. You can see here this one pulls in, and it should stop. You can see here it stopped, which is actually pretty cool. If you've been looking closely at my work in Bodmin, you'll see I've also done this at some of the stops as well. This is just another version of it. I can go here, place some vehicles, lay some cars down. You'll see this bus pulls in, and all the vehicles here will just continue going by. And even though it's parked relatively close to the road, they'll still drive by without an issue. You can even try here with a truck. And you'll see there are absolutely no issues with them going by. So sometimes you'll be driving and you just see stuff like this, which I think is cool. Makes it feel a little more alive instead of it all just being a bit static. That's what we're looking at. It's kind of hard to implicate. It's not too bad, to be fair. Just notice this bit should be this bit of road should be a warning. There we go. That's better. See here, we've also been updating the signs as well to make them more accurate. Well, not more accurate, more up to date compared to the old ones. And you can see here this section's been done. It's looking very nice. Still using a few of the old stuff just for the rocks here. I think it still looks good. Little tweaks here, like this house, car. And over here we have this town here called Circle, which I actually kind of want to move the sign a bit closer. Go into here, and then Ooh, hold on. That needs adjusting. And so does that, because that does not look right. Yeah, here we go. Even what? Oh, hold on. No, I best fix that. Don't know why. Hold on. There we go. Should be better. Don't know how I didn't notice that before, but that's pretty much fixed now. So you've got your hotel. Pretty much none of this area none of these roads will be completely different from before, except for that rail yard. It's all just been reskinned and updated to make it look a little nicer to drive through. So this looks quite nice, I would argue. You've got your hotel here where you can rest and sort that out. There you go. Yeah, you can rest here and whatnot, and then you can continue on your journey. This area is pretty much all done. I need to actually tree wall there. Let me just do that. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you've just got this here. Then goes into this. This area is still kind of work in progress. I started on this recently, but you can see like it's looking okay. You'd be surprised how long it can take to do these things, because it's very old, so it's kind of awkward to work with. But slowly but surely, we'll get it done. At least parts of it, we'll have to see. But it's looking good so far. We've got pretty much from here all the way up to here is done, and all the Catila is done, and up to here is done. There's a few more roads as well that still got to get done. If you want to see what we've done previously, here it is. This is where we were working on in the previous stream. Haven't really worked too much in this area. I've kind of been wanting to focus on the other regions, but I like how this is looking. I think this looks quite nice, especially with how far like it all goes and whatnot. Yeah, that's how that's all looking. Yeah, not much else really outside of that. You can see here there's still quite a lot of stuff to update and edit, but that's just part of the process, really. Not much I can really do about that. It'll definitely take its time, but which means I need to crack on with it a bit more. So you might see a few more developer streams in the coming future, because then they'll actually motivate me to stick on something for more than 40 minutes, which I have been doing lately. But yeah, just doing good right now. Go to Africa, Mauritania, and I guess that would be Algeria. I am not I'm not developing Maghreb at the minute. That is other people, but I will say what we're focusing on is getting the stuff that's already in the map up to the more modern standards. Sort of like what we're doing with TGS, and then we can expand from there. Obviously, whatever expansions come up are subject to be announced, and also not for me to say. So there's that. How many returning cities? For Lapland, it's just Catila. Catila is the only city that's here. because this part of Finland is very, very, very rural. So this is like the biggest settlement around. So, well, around the area that I'm working in right now. So we'll see other areas are already in SES, in Nordic Horizons. So there's no point doing those. But yeah, you can see it's looking very nice. I'm happy with how everything here is turning out, to be fair. This sign's still here. I don't think SES has made one of these, so I'll probably just keep it. It does the job. But yeah, I mean, it's all looking very nice right now. That is an old sign. Should we go do some sign replacing here? I think we should. I need buy sign template. Let's let that do its thing for a second. Take a second or two to load the sign stuff because we just have that many. Yep, definitely takes its time. Times it, it's just gone 5, so maybe we'll go for another half hour or so, see how we end up. And after half an hour we can call it a day. Okay, Richie, that's what you say. There we go. Finland. Actually, we remove that and then go to Finland. So this is going to need to be... Actually, it'd be easier if I searched left than with Finland. Aha! That's what I need. So, I might go the longer variant. Yeah, that works. Now we'll let that load. Don't worry, once it's done this the first time, it'll be a lot easier. We'll just do it. How are we doing? We've got 28 viewers. Hello, welcome everyone to the stream. If you've been here the whole hour and 40 minutes, or if you've just joined, welcome. This is what the process of making a map expansion for ProMods is like. It's a long process, but a fun and rewarding process at the end of the day, and that's what we're here for. So, you know, it's good. Abracadabra. Right? Yeah, they're pretty big. Those if I did go with the larger sign, I could check to see what the smaller one looks like. I'm just worried it wouldn't fit the text. Suppose we can take a look. Let's see. Actually, no, I think it will. I think this will fit. We'll go with this one. Okay, so what I do is I look at what the sign says here, which is yeah, it's in Finnish. Then I grab this, go this, and stunturi. Nice. And then what I can do is then add a 4, and then do that, and then there is your mileage. How does that look though? It's fine. It's fine. It's not a main sign that you're going to really be looking at. So. bow. No, no. Let's use the biggest sign. Let's use the biggest sign. What part of Finland are you adding? This is Lapland. I'm not adding it. I am reworking what was already there. This is part of the old... Not Santuri. This is part of the old Nordic region. Before it got taken by... Yes stuff. Have you researched this map just by visiting the area using Street View? I've never been to Finland, let alone northern Finland. So all this is through Street View, but considering this is all stuff that already exists, well, already was mapped in ProMods, I'm kind of just going over and refreshing it because that's all this is. It's not a total rebuild, it is just a refresh. Sort of like how SCS did the refresh for Scandinavia. See how's that much? Okay, I need to go a bit further. These signs definitely big, maybe a bit too big, but there's not really much option. It's fine. It does the trick. So there's one. Now we just need the same thing but right. Which now I'm just going to copy it straight up. Just copy. And I can adjust. That's good. Okay, let me do that. Then I can go here. Do this. Do this. Move it forward a little. Do that. Remove that. And then we've got that. Oh, I've just noticed that isn't done. Let's do that now while we're at it as well. And then if I just shoot out on the other side. Yeah, that's good enough. I kind of want to add a bit of damage to this road though. Looks good to me. And that sign looks old. Yes, it is. These are old signs too, so I need to go in left. This should be easy though, so we can just do 35 Katila. Oh wait, hold on. I've just got it there. And the other one is Kolari, which we need for freight. And bay 7. There we go. And I rotate that a little bit too. Nice. It's good. Is that an old one? No. Oh, that needs to be sorted. Same on that side. That can be deleted. There we go. Not sure I forgot to do that section, but here we are. That is a very high view distance there. You go to 400, thank you very much. Yeah, what do you think about this random castle grid here? I think it's a bit funky. I mainly did that so that I could join the nodes together without issue, because there were like 2 green nodes on either side, and that just wasn't going to work. So, yes it is. Okay, where are we at? We're at... why am I recording again? I didn't tell it to record. Let me clear that out. There we go. So yeah, we are at 1 hour and 50 minutes. What did we do from this point? The main thing I wanted to get done this stream is done, so and it is slowly getting later. I think for next stream that I do, if it's not map editing, I might try and see if I can do a bit of cheeky driving. See if we can get some people in voice chat as well. Do some cheeky driving, perhaps. Maybe some new areas. Who knows? Who knows? We'll have to see on that one. So obviously it depends when everyone is free. Which, you know, isn't something you can predict. That needs to be moved in a little closer. Or that. There we go. Let me adjust that. That looks better. Nice. I'm happy with all that. I think I'm happy with the progress that we've left it for today. I think we've done really good progress. And considering it's nearly been 2 hours and it's approaching evening as well, where I should probably be considering what I'll be having for dinner. Hold on. That's just fence, never mind. I should probably be considering my dinner and all that good stuff. Yeah, I think this is a good time to... Hold on. Where's that error? Oh, for God's sake. Is it related to these things again? I had this error recently. Yeah, there we go. Told you. And there's like an error where these SCS items just cause thousands of error log spams. Almost tea time, it is. That reminds me, I was going to have a hot chocolate with this stream. I was going to brew a hot chocolate and have that. And I clearly forgot. So, there we are. Maybe next stream. Next stream I'll have a hot chocolate. Bedtime for me? Yeah. No. You're looking at a much later time than that. Who knows? I did think of maybe also doing a bit of driving aspect in this stream, but I think it would be a bit awkward to spend like 10 minutes changing over and stuff just to drive, what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes? So, you know, there's no need to do that. Next, maybe, you know, honestly, next stream could just be a driving stream. We could just drive. Nothing saying we can't drive. That's what I'm saying. This bridge. I still like this bridge. I don't know why. I just think it's a nice bridge. Not much else you can really say about that. Just a nice bridge. You got this bit here, which also looks pretty nice. Yep, I think this will be an appropriate time to end things for the day, for this stream. It's been just under 2 hours of very decent progress. Let's take a look on what we've accomplished. We've finally finished this area. And I think it looks very lovely. Yes, it's been a good stream. It's been a good stream. It's very nice. I hope you lot have enjoyed watching what is the raw, unfiltered process of doing these kind of things, because this is literally that. Like, this stuff here has taken over an hour just to do this, which is something the player will be seeing for what, 20-30 seconds tops. But yeah, it's been a good stream, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one, which I'm going to try and do soon. I am going to places next week, so I might try and do another stream this weekend, but no guarantees. But we'll see. See if we can get anyone together to do a little driving stream. We'll have to see about that one. But yeah, let's do a cheeky, because I can, like, watch this. Starting. Be right back. All with the power of the Stream Deck. I don't even have to faff about on OBS like I used to on the previous streams. So yeah, I will see you all in the next stream, which could be in a couple days, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Hope you have a good one. See you in the next one. Have a nice evening. I don't think so, Richie. I don't think I'd be able to.